Hey guys, I just want to talk to you today about what it looks like to be a Beachbody coach. Like, what does your day to day look like? The time spent, how you schedule it, things like that. It's important to know that it's going to look different from person to person, and it also looks different depending on what your goals are. So, hopefully, if you haven't already checked out the post about the vital behaviors, I encourage you to just pause this video and do that now. So, basically, the vital behaviors, that's like what we are as coaches. Strip away everything else, anything added, and that is what we do as coaches. It's very simple, it's very reproducible, it's very authentic, and honestly, the vital behaviors are amazing. Anybody would benefit from doing the vital behaviors, even if they were not a coach. So take a look at those and keeping those in mind, how you weave those throughout your day. Some people just want to be a discount coach. So that's somebody who just, I just want a discount on Shakeology. I just want a discount on products. If I make a few bucks here and there, from a family or friend or someone who, says, hey, what program are you doing? I want to do that. Now you have a link to give them and you can make a little bit of money off of them without having to really go full force with coaching. There are other people who have financial goals with this and they really want to make this their job, and those of us running the group, that's the bracket that we fall into. So still, even between the coaches running this group, our days look very different. And it's not to be confusing for you. It's just to say that this is your business and you can make it look and be however you want. So if you're getting those vital behaviors in, it doesn't really matter how or when you do them. So for example, there were stages in my business where I was able to say, I am going to spend 2 hours every single day, or 1 hour on these days and 2 hours on this day and no time on this day, or whatever. There was a long time where I did that. And so my husband and I talked about it and he let me do that. So I really wouldn't do a whole lot with the business throughout the day, except for maybe snap a picture here and there and post it on Facebook, which we all do kind of naturally. But and then for that hour of time, we have lots of resources of how you can get the basics of the business in 1 hour. So getting my workout in, drinking my Shakeology, and then making sure that I was inviting people and I was sharing what I was doing and I was growing myself and listening to personal development and things like that. I would have it in this power hour and I would get it done in an hour's time if I was focused. So I didn't have like the kids in my face or anything like that. There were also stages in my life where my husband was gone from the military and I had to figure out how to make it work with the kids with me 24/7. So I was busy. I was involved in a lot of things. And so it wasn't like coaching was my only thing. So in that case, there were times where I would just get up earlier. I would wake up earlier, half hour before my kids, or I would do things during nap time, or even like with them whenever I would never go without having unplugged time. So I always have scheduled unplugged time throughout my day where I'm not on my phone, I'm not on my computer, I'm solely with the people I love or doing, the things that I need to do. But there are times where like kids play, or you have scheduled quiet time or whatever. And that would be like my go time, business time, answering messages, checking in with my challengers, running challenge groups, things like that. And again, all of these things that I'm mentioning here, you'll be totally enlightened on, and it will be holding your hand, the whole time in the beginning. So don't feel like you're so confused and lost right now. But that's how I would get it in. And then there are late nights. There are times because I had these goals and I wanted to make it work in a big way to where it was bringing in significant financial benefits for us. And so I would stay up late, and there were seasons of life where I gave up things like Netflix or, napping, things that I used to do so that I could work the business and get to a point where I then could add Netflix back in. So I'm currently a Bachelorette watcher. Judge me if you want. But anyway, and I also watch Big Brother for those of you. I just like weird things. Anyway. But so now I am able to do that because I've gotten my business to a place where I know my hours. I'm just in the habits. Things get easier. You just start to kind of become that person. Like the vital behaviors become a part of you, so to speak. So it doesn't, at first you're disciplining yourself to read personal development. I never did that before coaching, or making sure I worked out and drank Shakeology every single day. Now it's like, I don't even have to think about that. That's just something I'm going to do. Okay. So then there are people who work. There are people who work outside of the home full time, and they have become successful coaches. So do not think that you can't be a successful coach if you're not a stay-at-home mom, because yes, a lot of us are stay-at-home moms, or have gotten to that point, but you will be amazed. There are moms and dads and individuals who have completely built an amazing business, an empire really, when they were working 40 to 50 hours a week at a different job. And they did have to make a lot of sacrifices, and they squeezed it in where they could. But I do want you to understand is that you can be successful in this business by scheduling time every day. So it doesn't mean that you have to work tons of hours every day, but you just have to put in some time every day or almost every day. So even if you can if you can look at your schedule and find 15 minutes here and 30 minutes here and another 15 minutes there, totaling an hour, you can be successful in this business. Or if you can find just a total block of 1 hour at night, to find that time, you can be successful in this business. So I just want to encourage you with that, because I know that a lot of coaches who worked full time and they busted butt because they didn't want to work. They didn't want that job. They hated their job, and they got to the point, and it took a lot of sacrifice, and it took a lot of, being tired, but they loved coaching. So it didn't feel like they were working when they would at night be up working. It didn't feel like working to them. It felt like an amazing thing that they were a part of. They were able to get their businesses to the point where they could quit their full-time jobs and have a full-time income from this business. So like I said, it's going to depend on where you're at in your life, what your situation and circumstances are, and what your goals are. So you just have to really ask yourself, but it totally is possible to make this a full-time income, to make this a six-figure income. I don't want you to think that this is just pie in the sky and it's unattainable. It's just something you have to work for it. You have to be serious about it and make the schedule or commit to the time, just like you would with anything else, and be here for the long term. So in this business, it's not something that you're immediately going to just have this, amazing paycheck with. It's something that it's consistency over time. And eventually you're able to bring in that, full-time income or a consistent income. Okay. So I hope this helps, but if you have any questions, just go ahead and answer them below. And like I said, weaving it throughout your day is something totally doable. Like, snapping a picture of something you're already doing and just sharing it on Facebook takes seconds. Or, if I have a really yummy meal and I'm like, oh, how can that help someone? How that recipe, maybe they would want it. And so just being conscientious of like what you're doing in your life and how that can help someone else. So if you're reading your personal development in the morning or listening to it on your way to work or whatever, and a quote strikes you, it's just remembering like, man, I bet this would help a lot of people. If it's helping me, it's going to help someone else, and making sure to share that. So it's all about adding value to other people, bettering yourself, and helping others. So I hope this helps, and have a great day.